Well, this is going to be one of the most important challenges for Indonesia to continue our journey as a middle-income country aspiring for the high-income country. We all know that for us to be able to continue this journey with a high growth based on productivity, that means we have to invest more on a human capital. And that's why a lot of government effort, including our fiscal and budget, allocated significantly for education, health, a social safety net. We also improve in terms of the mobility of the people and goods and services through investment on the infrastructure. We reform our regulation through the omnibus law on a job creation. We reform taxation through our harmonized tax system law, which is approved by the Parliament last year. We also improve in terms of the financial sector reform. So a lot of work still need to be done, although we've already achieved quite stable despite the COVID, despite higher for longer on the interest rate and inflation, despite geopolitical tension and fragmentation on the globalization. Indonesia can nurture our domestic. But 5% growth, which is good for Indonesia, even comparing to the global economy as well as other emerging countries, still not enough for us to be able to achieve the meaningful progress in terms of the higher income growth, avoiding middle income trap. So need to be disciplined and consistent on those corridors. Human capital growth, human capital investment, infrastructure, regulating the bureaucracy and policy in this case, as well as in terms of our ability to capture more this geopolitical and global opportunity through downstreaming industry that we are continue pushing.
Right. Indonesia is now about a $1.5 trillion economy. It's growing more prominent internationally, but it's also coming into a world that's become more fragile, perhaps, both politically and economically. Does it make it more difficult for Indonesia to achieve its goals in this current fragile environment, especially because you're becoming more integrated into the global community and even more influential, if I may say that as well?
Well, global fragmentation and tension, or even if you go to even becoming in the worst scenario of war, will not do any good for any country. Because Indonesia, as well as other developing country or advanced country, they take a lot of advantage of globalization in the past 3 decades. With the end of globalization and more fragmentation and more global tension, that's why IMF, OECD, and other World Bank make a forecast that the global economy is going to be weak because of this global risk environment. How Indonesia positioned in this kind of situation? I think Indonesia, first, politically, we always say that we are non-aligned. This is already the political basis for Indonesia to establish relationship with all countries, including the superpower in the world. That is being recognized and respected. Second one, in terms of the economic policy, Indonesia with the ASEAN 10, or in this case within the G20, we will continue using this kind of platform for voicing the need for the collaboration and cooperation. I think that's going to be very, very important, because it is not only serving the need of one country or one region, it is serving the need of global community. And of course, in this case, we have to make sure, Indonesia can be very opportunistic, saying that, well, globalization or fragmentation or geopolitical tension will put Indonesia in the right position, in this case, in terms of what I see, downstreaming industry of the strategic mineral, whether this is on an EV battery or what on a chip industry, or even on the battery for the electric vehicle. These are all the areas that Indonesia could position ourselves without, in this case, compromising our principle of non-aligned.